Hello, hello. Good evening, YouTube. Good evening, Facebook. I am super excited for this conversation with y'all tonight. This week, we've been having some amazing conversations. Let me move this table closer to me. Oh my God, this table's so heavy. We've been having some amazing conversations all about maybe I should take I'll take my glasses off so you guys aren't getting that crazy glare. Um, but we've been having some great conversations about managing your life well, managing your relationships better, understanding how to measure a person's capacity to love you, to show up for you. And I want to continue that conversation for yourself tonight. Ease is the way in feminine success, ease is the way that we increase our capacity by embracing more ease in our life, by releasing struggle, and showing up for ourselves in a way that says, I deserve to be helped. I deserve to be well supported. I deserve to be well loved. And not only saying it, but getting it. So, tonight we're going to have that conversation around optimizing your life for ease. On Monday, we talked about the mom method for managing your life well. The 3 steps were to measure, optimize, and multiply. So tonight we're going to talk about that optimized piece. Last night we talked about measurement. We talked about it in the context of relationships, but you can take that to the bank in any area of your life, okay? That conversation last night was amazing. If you missed it, be sure to stay here on the channel once this live is over tonight and watch the replay because you won't be disappointed. For those of you who are new to me, new to the YouTube channel, hello. Make sure to say hi in the comment section so I can say hi back to you. For those of you who are not new, welcome back. It's so good to have you here this evening. And let's get into it. If you are new here, you probably don't know who I am or what I'm even about. And I'm going to tell you because femininity has become such a buzz phrase. And I would say the last year or two, and sometimes it can become confusing. So, for those who don't know who I am, I'm Yaya Smith. I am the founder of Feminine Success, the founder of Feminine Success School, and the author of the Feminine Success book. I'm a wife. This month actually makes 9 years that my husband and I have been married, and 12 years that we have been together. Well, 11 years this year, 12 years, top of 2022. And it's been amazing. It's been a journey. It's been all of that. We are homeschool parents to 4 amazing children. So when I speak from a perspective of being a woman who has built a business while homeschooling children, who has supported hundreds of women all over the world over the last 5 years, 6 years officially in business. But I like to say I've been coaching since I could talk, really. Um, I've literally, if you ask my family, they will tell you little 3-year-old me was walking around telling folks what to do, sitting all of the grown-ups down so that I could teach them, And now it has grown into a business that really holds space for the whole woman. A coaching program that not only supports you in working in a way that doesn't burn you out, exhaust you, overwhelm you, but in building a life that supports you in every way, that allows you to feel loved and fully valued in every way. And I believe that every woman deserves that. I truly believe that our relationships with men are supposed to be harmonious, whether we are in romantic relationships with them, friendships with them, business partnerships, professional relationships. I believe that men's relationships with women are supposed to be harmonious, and that when we start to see those disconnects, they don't understand us, we don't understand them, we can't seem to get along, that's a symptom of a greater problem, and that problem becomes an issue throughout society as a whole. We start to see work culture degrade and deteriorate, we start to see home lives and families degrade and deteriorate, then communities, of course, degrade and deteriorate as well. And I really believe that as women, we set the tone. The feminine sets the tone for everything. And when we realize how to stand in our power, and then actualize that, when we step into it and we stand in it consistently, we change the way that men show up, we change the way that our children show up in the world, we change the way that the world shows up for us as well. So my goal in life is to help more women stand in the truth of what feminine power really is, of what God designed feminine power to be. Not necessarily, go put on some makeup, go wear a dress or any of those things. While those are great things, and if they support you, wonderful, but femininity is not something that you put on. It's not a uniform. It's not a box that you have to fit into. It's a blueprint that allows you to build the best life possible for you while being your authentic self. So tonight we're going to talk about how to optimize your life for ease. So often we're hearing people use the word ease. We want more ease. We want more luxury. We want things to be less of a struggle for us as women. We shouldn't have to work so hard, try so hard. And we absolutely shouldn't. But the truth is, a lot of us have been conditioned to believe, especially as Black women, that you have to work twice as hard to be half as good or to earn half as much. And I'm here to tell you that forgetting yourself, subjecting yourself to suffering, subjecting yourself to doing it the hard way, um, is not going to give you ease in the long run. And while what I'm not saying is that your life will be easy street, and that there's femininity is some kind of easy button that just completely eliminates all struggle, all difficulty, any of that, you can be at ease. You can have peace. You can approach your life from a space of serenity, from a space of flexibility, and from a space of curiosity, which then allows you to, no matter what struggle you are facing, no matter what difficulty shows up in your life, you're able to hold space for your emotions. You're able to hold space for what you truly feel without allowing the challenge, the struggle, the difficulty of your life to completely knock you over or completely knock you off course or distract you from who you are and what you have going on. So I'm excited to have this conversation. Hi, y'all on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, be sure to allow StreamYard to see your name, give permission there so that I can see who you are commenting, because right now it just says Facebook user. And if you're on YouTube, if you're joining me on YouTube, make sure to say hello. Don't just walk in folks' house and not speak, y'all. Make sure to say hello. Make sure to say hello. It's a family here. I always like to say welcome home. Because femininity should feel like home to you. I know that it feels very awkward to some of us because what we've learned is masculine power, and that's what we know. But welcome back home. Welcome back home to yourself. Welcome back home to who you were designed to be according to God. And my husband tells me all the time that when we disconnect ourselves from God or separate ourselves from God, the further we get away from who we were designed to be, the more of a struggle life feels. And I am here to tell you that that is the truth. The further we get away from flow, the further we get away from ease, the more difficult life can be, the more of a struggle it feels. And we end up saying things like, I am tired of having to be strong all the time. I am tired of having to do things the hard way all the time. It is totally legitimate to feel that way, that the hard way is not the only way, because it's not. And one of the things that really, 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 and this is just coming up for me. That's why I'm a little emotional. But one of the things that really pushed me to start this business was looking around in the world and hearing Black women say, the Black woman is the most disrespected, unprotected woman on earth. And when I looked around, listened to the songs that were being made in different genres of music, saw the movies that were being made that were not Black movies, but that were people of other cultures. And not to make it a race thing, but what I realized was that we were the only ones who were being marketed difficulty all the way across the board. The songs that we hear in our community market to us the fact that Black relationships are hard and Black love is difficult, and it's going to be a struggle, and your heart is going to be broken. The movies that we watch tell us that the relationships that we have, the life that we have, that as a Black woman, you should expect to be looked over. You should expect to be walked over. You should expect to have to fight to earn equal. You should expect to have to be a devil in high heels to get things done in your life. And I saw that and I said, well, we deserve ease too. We deserve to be loved, to be cherished, to be supported, to be cared for. And then I looked around my life personally and realized I had those things. I had all of those things. I had a loving husband. My relationships with my family had healed and grown. I had fun and presence with my children. I was able to just raise them how I wanted to raise them, spend time doing what I wanted to do. We just got back from 3 weeks on the beach. And I said to myself, if I could bottle this and give it to my sisters, I would, because there's no reason we brown women and Black women should be the only woman in the world who has to carry the whole world on our shoulders. And so I looked at, how did I get here? How did I get from the place of feeling like I had to carry the whole world on my shoulders to a place of feeling well supported, well loved, fully valued, earning what I believe my service is worth? And I started to share that with women. And it started to get results for them. And you started to see me in Bossip, in Exo Nicole, in Essence Magazine, and these different places, because at the time it was almost like a cold glass of water in the desert. We have been living in the desert of difficulty as Black women for so long that someone saying, here you can have ease. And not only am I going to tell you that, but I'm going to show you how, is like a cold glass of water. So tonight I'm going to teach you or share with you how to optimize your life for ease. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear from one of my clients or a couple of my clients, maybe, who've been able to follow the same process and create ease, freedom, fulfillment in their own lives. But until then, let's get into the conversation. So, we talked about the desire or the urge or the belief that we have to do it all ourselves, that we have to do it the hard way, that anything worth having is worth working hard for. And I do believe that diligence is important. But now I might step on a couple toes with this one, but it's the real thing. We were not cursed with hard work until we stepped away from God. And as women, we were never cursed with hard work. We have taken on the curse of Adam, like we tend to do in our lives. We tend to look around at the people around us and say, oh my goodness, let me help you. Or that seems like it's a little hard. Let me share some of the load. And so we took on Adam's curse. Adam's curse was hard work. Adam's curse was the sweat of his brow. Adam's curse was having to work twice as hard to get the same harvest he was able to get before with very little effort. That was his curse, but we took it on. And so often nowadays, it's like, well, yeah, what else am I going to do? I'm a single woman. It's just me by myself. Or I've had to be independent for so long. I've never had anyone to help me. I've gotten so used to doing things on my own. We're going to undo that here tonight because we live in a world full of support. And oftentimes we have not because we ask not, and we ask not because we're ashamed. Okay. So we're going to talk about it. All right. So the first thing when you are optimizing for ease in your life, we're going to talk about first optimizing your mindset for ease. Very basic, because y'all know I can go deep. Okay. Very surface level thing here. It's one step, but it'll change your life. And that is question every doubt. Question every doubt. When I say you can have more ease in your life, life does not have to be that difficult for you. What are the thoughts that come up? Like, oh, I know I can, but, or I tried that. And what are the thoughts that come up for you? Those doubts, when you hear what's possible for you, when you're thinking about your goals and dreams, even when you hear your good man is out here, when someone tells you he's being prepared for you, he's being prepared for you, you're being prepared for him, and you're like, I mean, I guess, but we'll see. Question that doubt. And how do you question your doubt? By asking yourself simply two questions. Is this true? And where did it come from? Is it true? And where did it come from? So if I say you can have more ease in your life, and you say, I don't think so. Well, where's that thought coming from? What past experience comes up in your mind when someone tells you that you can have better, that your business can thrive this time, even if you tried it before and it didn't work before? What are those thoughts that come up? What are those doubts that come up? Question every single one. Where did you come from? Is this true? Is this even true for me? Because some things are not true for you. Some things are true because you saw someone else experience it. Some things are thoughts and doubts for you because it's what you're familiar with, but it's not true. Some things were true in a different season of your life, and those tools, those lessons, if you are a gardener, you know the tools that you need during seed time are not the tools that you need during harvest time. And if you use the wrong tools, you will mess up your harvest. So maybe now you have new tools in your life, but you're still dealing with those old doubts that are stopping you from using the new tools that you have that are designed to make your life easier. And that one, that little snippet was for my clients who are here right now. Those of you, those of you who have new tools now, but are allowing old doubts, the things that happened before, to stop you from utilizing those new tools in a consistent way. Okay. So, question every doubt. That is how you begin to optimize for ease in your mindset, because doubtful thoughts, negative thoughts, thoughts that challenge your best self, thoughts that go against what you know you desire for yourself, those are the thoughts that make life difficult. They make your mindset difficult. They make believing in yourself difficult. They make believing in the fact that you can be helped and supported much harder. Okay. So Social Charlotte says, I feel judged. Listen. I love how Yaya always makes me think deeply. The best coach. Thank you so much, A Dash of Jazz. I appreciate that. So, question every doubt. Why do I think this way? Why do I think that? Why do I think that's not available for me? Why do I think that's not possible for me? Why do I think that's going to be hard? My mom, early on, both my mom and my dad are amazing with numbers, amazing at math. They love, well, my father loved, but they love data. They love all things numbers. And they created a child who is an artist at heart, who can strategize you into anything, literally. My husband and I both just took the Clifton Strengths assessment as a couple weeks ago. And my top number one trait was strategic. And I can find 25 different ways to solve a problem, to go in certain directions, to make things work. But when it comes to some numbers, oh Lord, add, subtract, multiply, divide. Beyond that, leave me alone. But when I was a child, I expressed that to my mom. I remember being in fourth grade and I was just learning multiplication. And I was like, Mom, this is ridiculously hard. And she was like, hard is what you make it. Hard is what you make it. So that was one of the first experiences that made me start to question myself when I was doubting myself. Why do I think this is hard? Why do I think it's hard? Where does that come from? Is it true for me? And I realized that not all math was hard for me, just certain things. But had I stayed in that doubt, stayed in that belief, never questioned it, and this was when I was like 10, had I never questioned it, I may have been one of those people who went through life saying, I hate math. Math is just hard. Math as a whole, even though there are so many different varieties. And that's the thing. When you begin to question the things that you believe and the things that you think, you naturally will find an easier way to do things because you start to say, okay, well, is there another way? Is there a different way? And your mind becomes so much more creative. So question every doubt. Stop questioning the positive things, because usually when we're thinking about the good things, our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, that's what we question. Well, what if? Well, what if? Well, could I really? Well, I just don't know if that's going to work. We question the positive things. We question our belief more than we question our doubt. So start questioning your doubts. Start questioning those thoughts that come in and shoot down the positivity. All right, that shoot down the ease. When someone tries to help you, are you thinking, well, what do you really want? Well, what's in it for you? Well, are you really going to give me the kind of help that I need? Are you going to do it good enough? Well, I could just do it myself. Start questioning those things. Okay. So the second thing is to resist the DIY devil. The second step to optimizing your life for ease is to resist the DIY devil. Okay. Yes, resist it. The scriptures say resist the devil and he'll flee from you. I'm just quoting the book. It's not my words. I'm just saying. Here's a couple things to just take out of your vocabulary. I got it. No, it's fine. Those two, I could just stop right there. I really could. I'll do it myself. I'll handle it. I'll do it myself. And start to ask yourself, am I the best fit for the job? Am I the best fit for the job? This is something that I have had to lay into in 2021, because I was really, really good at this. I had gotten really good at it in my home life. With 4 children and a husband, we're always together. It's very easy to say, okay, I'm gonna let you guys help. There's so many of us, there's so many hands on deck, it's fine. But then in my business, because it was just me for so long, I had the DIY devil bad. real bad, to the point that, and you may experience this, even when I hired people, I would still feel bad about asking them to do the things that I hired them for. Resist the DIY devil. If you want to optimize your life for ease, you've got to start letting people help you. You've got to start letting people do it. Even if you feel like they won't do it 100% the way that you need it to be done. My coach tells me all the time. My coach tells me all the time, all you need is 80%. If they can get it to 80%, you can help them grow that either additional 10%, 15%. Very rarely will people do it at 100%. Very rarely will you even do it at 100%. But we get so accustomed to and adjusted to the way that we do it, and not having to ask anyone, and telling ourselves things like, well, by the time I ask them, I could be done it by myself. But do you want to? Is that how you want to be spending your time? Is that the best use of your time? Have you rested today? It's a good question. Have you rested today while you're trying to take on another thing to put on your plate? Have you taken some time to take a nap? Because that's something that you could do with that extra time while you're allowing someone to help you. Help you. Um, Aaliyah says, that's the area I don't struggle. I will ask for some help in a second. Yes, and I'm very much that way at home. In my business, it's taking some time. It's taking some effort for sure. Um, just because I feel like if I've been doing it by myself for so long, and I think that for us as women, especially Black women, there is a level of shame that comes with saying, I don't know how. I don't know how. So we will spend hours and hours and hours researching something that someone else is an expert at and could get done in that time, like less than that time, simply to avoid saying, I don't know how to do this, or I'm not capable. And that goes far back. That goes about 400 years back into our history. I'm not going to get into all of that today, but it's a real thing. There was a time where we couldn't say, I don't know how, or there was strict punishment that went along with that. So now we pride ourselves on being a Jane of all trades, but we don't have to be. You don't have to be. You deserve help, and it's okay to allow yourself to be helped. Um, Let's see. What about the guilt you feel? What about the guilt you feel when you ask for help? Is that what you're asking, Keto 02? The guilt that you feel when you ask for help? I would ask myself, I would go back to question number one on that one, which is, or to step number one, I would question that guilt. Where is that coming from? Why do I feel guilty? Why do I feel guilty? Is it some of the voice in your head saying, well, you should be able to do that? Or you don't want to burden them. I remember early on in my marriage, I was not good at asking for help at all. I felt like my husband works all day. I should handle everything at the house, which is so interesting because I was just talking to a client today on a private call, and same kind of guilt came up. Same kind of guilt came up. And I asked her, which is something that I had to ask myself, is he making me feel guilty? Or is the person that I'm asking for help making me feel guilty? Or am I taking on guilt myself? That's a good question to ask yourself. So where is that guilt coming from? Is where I would start with that. Let's see. That greenhouse life says, I wonder if asking for help is a trust issue also. It can be. It absolutely can be a trust issue. It can be not trusting yourself. It can be not trusting other people. But what I would say there is if it's a other people thing, there are 7 billion people in the world. So if you don't trust the person that you're asking for help, ask someone that you do trust. All right. I hope that that was helpful for you. I'm going to take a quick pause because I'm home by myself right now, and otherwise, I would ask my husband for help because I need to grab my computer charger. So, 1 second, ladies. Be sure to post all of your questions in the comments while I'm gone because I'll be answering all of them. All right. All right. Okay. I am back. That was quick. Never too far. Let's see if I have a plug somewhere nearby that will work for our needs today. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We might have to move you guys over just a little. Sorry for the noise. My husband would be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing all this? Give me that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust y'all just a tad. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm coming, ladies. I'm coming. I should have some hold music for y'all. All right. There we go. Just so I don't lose y'all, because if you've been around for a minute, you know my devices always need a good charge. All right. Here we go. Yeah, that table must be bigger than you. You know I'm tiny. Oh goodness, the table is it's heavy is what I'll say. It's definitely well made. So let's get into step 3 for optimizing your life for ease. Really quick recap. The first one is to question every doubt. Ask why do I think this way? Where did this come from? And is this true for me? The second is to resist the DIY devil. Eliminate phrases like, I got it, I'll take care of it, I'll handle it. Well, I won't say eliminate because sometimes you do have to take care of things, but minimize your use of those phrases. When someone offers help, when you need help, resist the urge to say, it's fine, I got it. I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. Because that is the opposite of ease. Adding more to your already full plate is the opposite of ease. Okay. Total opposite. All right. So ask and you shall receive is the truth. And a lot of times we're not receiving because we're not asking. And I've had many women say, well, yeah, I shouldn't have to ask. Well, your creator said that you do have to ask. And even though your emotions and our feelings and our over giving nature says I shouldn't have to ask because no one ever asks me, and I just do it and I just show up for people. You've got to ask in order to receive what you want specifically. Have you ever gotten a gift from someone and you hated it? And it was like, like, I'm thankful, but obviously you don't know me at all because this is not something that I would have wanted. That's what happens when you don't ask, when you're not specific about what you desire, and we choose to DIY things instead. Is that we just get what the world gives us. And a lot of times it's not what we want or need. So ask and you shall receive. Um, The third step to optimize your life for ease is to make over your work culture to fit your lifestyle. So many women are living for work, and you fit in self-care, self-maintenance, quiet time, spiritual time, prayer time, social time. You fit those things in when work is not taking over your life. Make over your work culture. So many women, instead of making over their work culture, just find another job. And those same habits, those same hard working habits, we're not talking about diligence, we're talking about hard work, grinding, for lack of a better term, grinding work, follow you right to that next job. And it might be good for 3 months, 6 months, but then you fall right back into those old habits that had you tired, exhausted, and ready to leave the last job. Okay. You've got to make over your work culture. How do I work and how does it fit my lifestyle? Not how can my lifestyle fit work? Okay. So a lot of you ask, especially those of you who knew when I was making jewelry, which was my first business of my own. Making jewelry, everything was handmade. I loved wrapping beautiful stones and crystals and things like that. Still do, but I don't do it for the public anymore. Um, a lot of you were around when I moved from jewelry, which was adorning women, to helping women heal internally with herbs and the queen maintenance kit that I used to make. And I've been asked many times, Yaya, well, what made you go from jewelry and products to a service-based business? How did you know? How did you know to make the switch? How did you know what you wanted to do? How did you choose? And while I love those things, and this is also for my beautiful multi-passionate women out there. While I love those things, they did not fit the lifestyle that I desired for myself and for my family. They didn't fit a lifestyle of freedom. I can't, or I could travel with a whole bunch of jewelry making products, equipment, raw metals and materials and all that, but it's going to be real inconvenient. I could travel with a bunch of herbs and a bunch of oils and make things wherever I go, but it would be real inconvenient. But my why, my desire to help women thrive, to help women grow, to help women step into their power, which I was able to do through jewelry and I was able to do through herbal healing. Now, as long as I have my phone and a Wi-Fi connection, I can work from anywhere. It fit my lifestyle. And I had to change my work culture to a culture that fit my lifestyle. I had to implement office hours for myself more than anyone else because I'm definitely the type that will work until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm also the type who can't sleep if I stay up until the sun rises. So there's that. And I found myself doing that. So if you're finding yourself sacrificing your life to work, it's time to make over your work culture. And that might not look like quitting your job. That might not look like shutting down your business. That may look like reconfiguring the way that you work in those things. How are you receiving help? How are you asking for help? How are you showing up? Are you showing up as the person who, if anybody needs to take a day off, they know they can give their time to you. They know that you're going to show up extra early and you're going to leave extra late. They know that, you can be relied upon and you don't need any extra pay. You don't need any extra anything because you find value or you want to be the one that everyone can depend on, which is fine, which is great. But can you depend on you? Can you depend on you to have the kind of work culture that also holds space for you to take care of yourself? Okay. That also holds space for you to enjoy some of the ease that you try to give to other people by taking everything off of their plates. All right. So be sure that you are working in a way that speaks to the woman you're becoming, speaks to the lifestyle that you desire now and in the future, and you're not simply falling into familiar patterns because this is the way it's always been done. Now, I'll tell you this: making a shift, making a transition is a challenge. It is not today I decide that I'm going to transition and I'm going to change, and tomorrow everything is going to be different. You need accountability around that, even around making your life easier, even around taking things off of your plate, especially around taking things off of your plate. You need accountability for that. You need support and people in your corner who are not going to tell you, well, girl, if you stop, everybody's going to forget about you. Or if you stop, um, you're going to be considered lazy if you stop. You need people around you who can encourage you to ask for the right kind of help, ask for the right kind of support, and get what you need so that you can enjoy the life that you're working for. There are way too many women out here who are working very hard, who are earning exactly what they want to be earning, but they never have time to enjoy it. Never have time to enjoy it. And instead of enjoying the experiences that you really desire, enjoying the love life that you really desire, you are filling that hole with more stuff, a bigger house, a nicer car. Because at least if I'm going to be driving to work, I might as well drive to work in the nicest car possible if I'm going to be working this hard. When I come home, I might as well come home to the nicest home possible, but you can hear your voice echoing off the walls because it's just you in there, or because there's not connection there. So if that is you, it's time to make over your work culture. It may not be time for you to quit your job, because sometimes, again, with old tools, the old tool is, if I'm not happy here, if I'm not fulfilled here, I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to get a divorce. I'm just going to whatever have you. But your fulfillment may be inside of the situation that you're in, but the way that you are creating the situation, the way that you're responding to the situation, the way that you're showing up in the situation may be what is keeping you from that fulfillment, not because you don't deserve it, not because you're not capable, but because the tools that you're using no longer work. Okay. The I know y'all on the live right now. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because some good stuff comes out on these lives. But the watching of free lives, the reading of all of the self-help books, the listening to all of the podcasts and saying, well, I'm a figure out how to put these pieces in place myself, is no longer working. And it's time for new tools. It's time for higher level tools. Okay. You can do some things, for those of you who have, men in your life and tool brands. You can do some things with some Harbor Freight stuff, but you're not going to build a solid house with it. It might be the cheapest tool available. It might get you a little far, but it's not going to get you to the finish line. And that next level that you're looking for in your life is going to require that your culture change, that how you show up for yourself in these different areas of your life has got to change. So that is the third step: making over your work culture to fit the life that you want and where you're going, not where you are. So often I see women making their decisions based on where they are right now. But if you're going to get to where you're going, you have to make decisions based on where you're going, based on the woman that you're becoming, not the woman that you were. All right. So that's the third. The fourth piece of this process of optimizing your life for ease. Is this pen ink? Y'all, I think my pen just leaked on me, and that is really shady because y'all know we love our Sharpie pens. Am I the only one who loves the Sharpie pen? Well, now they're leaking, even though they write in utter perfection. Anyways, the fourth is to get the right support. Get the right support. The right support. Last night, I had my client on who is a therapist, and she talked about, as a therapist, why having a coach is important to her, why she believes that both therapy and coaching should work together hand in hand. I believe the same thing. So often we have support, but it's not qualified support. She talked about last night how prior to stepping into a coaching relationship, she had realized that, yeah, it's nice to talk to my mom about things. It's nice to talk to my girlfriends about things. It's nice to talk to my coworkers about things, but none of these people are giving me the kind of support that I need to get results. Get aligned with the right support for your goals. Don't do it yourself. And here's the thing. DIYing your life is very similar to, imagine yourself as a seed and someone just scattered some seed in a field somewhere. Christ has given this example. Just scattered some seed into a field somewhere. Without the right support to actually plant those seeds, to cultivate and nurture, to cultivate the ground and nurture the seed to growth and maturity, that seed, a number of things could happen to it. It could grow wild. Its fruit will spoil. This, for those of you who are feeling like, I've been waiting a long time to start producing fruit. I've been waiting a long time to start being fruitful. I've been having this business idea for 10 years now. I've been ready to become a mother, ready to become a wife, ready to become an entrepreneur. I've been sitting on these things forever and I'm just not stepping into it. You do know that your fruit can spoil on the vine. And if you didn't know, now you know. Okay? So be mindful that you are not trying to DIY it, because having the right gardener will help you to grow that fruit to maturity with a lot less rotting, a lot less wasted time, a lot less trial and error. That's not to say there won't be any, but there'll be significantly less than you doing it yourself. You're going to go through challenges. You're going to have to figure out what works, what doesn't work for you. And I see so many people say, well, coaching is great, but one thing doesn't work for everyone. Well, that's the value of having a coach. Because here's the thing, when you are watching, and I know I have some female NBA fans here. When you are watching a championship game, every single play is not going to be a successful play. But guess what a coach has? A playbook. A coach has a playbook, which means that when one play was unsuccessful or there was something went wrong, you can go back to the huddle and have a new play called that can get you to the success that you're looking for. What happens when you're DIYing it? You got to go back to the drawing board and clear the whole table. Try to come up with another play on your own. Try to figure it out. Figuring it out is the opposite of ease. Try to figure it out on your own and hope that it works. It's like playing Russian roulette with your dreams. It's like playing Russian roulette with your heart. When instead of aligning with a coach who can help you in your relationship, aligning with a therapist that is able to help you with those past issues that have been holding you back and getting in the way, You say, I'm just try and do it myself. I'm gonna figure this thing out. You can. You very much can. You are capable of figuring it out. But what is the collateral damage that happens in the meantime that could be avoided? Okay. So get the right support. Wild growth, I wrote this down earlier. Wild growth can create chaos and waste. Get yourself aligned with a great gardener. If you have dreams, if you have visions, if you have fruit inside of you that is waiting to come forward, get yourself aligned with a great gardener. Okay. And then the last piece of this process is to audit your coordinates and adjust your course often. Audit your coordinates and adjust your course often. In the Feminine Success School, we have something called an audit for ease. And basically, what it is auditing where you are in every area of your life, and can things be easier for you? How can they be easier for you? But the first thing that you need to figure out is, where am I? Where am I right now? In relation to the destination that you set in your mind from the beginning, the dream that you had from the beginning, where are you now? Audit your coordinates and adjust your course. Adjust your course. What are the actions that you need to be taking? What is the pivot that needs to happen, the transformation that needs to happen that will move you back into alignment with that original vision for yourself? Or even the elevated vision for yourself, because sometimes your original vision is no longer what you desire, but the elevated vision for yourself. What are those action steps? Getting in alignment with the right support will help you understand what those steps are. My story is very much that way, because when I started with my coach, I knew what I wanted for myself. I knew the vision that I had for myself, but I was not sure if it was possible. I had doubts, and I wasn't sure how to actually make it happen. Where do I start? And once I start, what step do I take next? And I am really good at following direction. I am very good at following instruction. So when I got with her, I was like, okay, not only give me what do I do to start, but like, what are the next two steps so that I can take all of those steps. And when I come back to you with more questions, I'll have those questions. But before that, I was DIYing it. Before that, I had never seen a woman living out the dreams that I had for myself. And those were not necessarily, I want to, become the president of a company, or I want to be the CEO of a company. Even though that's where I am right now, that's not what I saw for myself at first. I just wanted to have a business that allowed me to serve women and support women and be home with my babies and be a present mother. That's what I wanted. And I had not seen a woman who was able to do that. Most of the women that I saw who were successful business owners were either not mothers, or they they were sending their kids to school. They had a lot of time in their day where it was just them. And I wanted something different for myself. I wanted to be able to both be full-time entrepreneurs, me and my husband. So what did I do? I found a coach who had the life that I wanted. And I can't say that I went out and was like, Black woman who is a stay-at-home mom and a successful business owner. I didn't do that. I didn't. But I knew what I wanted for myself, and when I saw it, I said, that's it. That she's the one. She knows how to help me get where I'm going, because she's there. And she's been amazing in my life, but I had to get with the right support. Before I could get with the right support, I had to audit my coordinates. I had to be honest about where I was at the time. That yes, I had a great idea. Yes, I had watched all of the YouTube videos and read tons of books and all of those things, but I still wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. I had to be honest about that. And then I had to be willing to make the adjustments that were necessary to get in alignment with the life that I wanted. Okay. So those are my five tips, 5 ways to optimize your life for ease. The first is a mindset thing, because we're always going to start with mindset in feminine success, and that is to question every doubt. The second is to resist the DIY devil. The third is to make over your work culture to fit your desired lifestyle. The fourth is to get the right support. Overcome the thought of it's so hard to find good help, because you're not even looking for good help. You're looking for the right help. Okay? Good help is everywhere. Good is average. You're looking for the right support. All right. And then the fifth is to audit your coordinates and adjust your course. And you're going to do this often. You're going to always say, okay, where am I now? And where do I want to be? And are the actions that I'm taking in alignment with where I want to be? I've recently had to audit my coordinates because the goals that I had for myself when I started coaching with my coach, I've reached those goals. So now I have to set new goals and get clear on new ways to get there. And am I still on course to get where I see myself going now? So know that you were never designed to DIY your life. You were never designed to do it all yourself. You were never designed to carry the whole weight alone. And there is a way for you to have an easier journey. Just because we are who we are as Black women, we don't have to be the workhorse of the world. It doesn't take all that. It really doesn't. But before the world changes the way that it sees us, the way that it responds to us, we've got to change the way that we show up, what we expect, how we're asking for help, and how we're showing up for ourselves. So I hope that this has edified you and supported you. And now, because I see y'all are giving me questions. So I'm going to answer the questions and walk through some of these comments that we have here. I love it. I love it. Whitney Potts said, the Lord said and showed that he'll fight my battles. Absolutely. And here's the thing, everything in your life is not a battle. Some of these things are dreams. Some of these things are goals. Some of these things are the fruit that you desire to bear. So while the Lord will fight your battles, the Lord is not building your dreams. He's there to help you, to be a source of support, inspiration, all of that. But everything isn't really a fight. We're not necessarily talking about the fight here as much as we're talking about the way that we approach creating the life that we really desire, and how so many of us as women, especially as Black women, have been told that we have to do that the hard way. That even when you're pursuing something good, it has to be difficult. Okay, so I hope y'all got that. A dash of jazz say, yes, my therapist literally just told me that. Social Charlotte says, I just had a conversation with a mentor. He says this very thing: doubt your doubts, not God. Exactly. Doubt your doubts. I love that. Love that. Let's see. Where are y'all? I got it is the enemy. Write that down, somebody. Y'all should tweet that. I got it is the enemy. Okay. Let's see. You are good asking for help. I'm so glad that you're good with asking for help, Aaliyah, because that's such a great first step. Such a great first step. And it's a great gift to give yourself. For those of you who find it difficult to ask for help, one of the most simple things that I share with all of my clients, even those here who are acting like they've never heard this before a day in their life, is, is to give yourself a quota. Give yourself a quota. When I was, y'all, I was so bad. My husband would be standing right there in the kitchen and I'd be like climbing on the countertops trying to get something out of the top cabinet. He's like, woman, you know I'm taller than you, right? But what I did was give myself a quota. And really it was a challenge at first. It was a challenge. I gave myself a challenge to ask for help one time a day. And that got me in the habit of it's okay to ask for help and seeing that a lot of times people are willing to help you. A lot of times people are waiting to help you. So ask for help at least once a day. And it could be with the simplest thing. Excuse me, can you open this door for me? Can you help me to the car with my groceries? Simple things. And then you can grow from there. All right. So let's see. Late to the party, but I made it. Well, welcome to the party, Evelyn Dell. Um, let's see. Jowan says, yes, being able to leverage others' abilities is so valuable. Most times people grow to being able to help. Yes. That's something that I also had to realize and that I'm so glad that you brought up. Sometimes you're blocking people's blessings by not allowing them to help you. And no, who wants to be a blessing blocker? Like, raise your hand if you want to be a blessing blocker. Nobody wants to be a blessing blocker. Aaliyah says, how do we break off the strong woman stigma? So there are a couple things about this. The first is strength is not a bad thing. Strength is not a bad thing. We often are like, I'm so tired of being the strong black woman. I'm so tired of being called strong. I don't want to be called strong anymore. If we read Proverbs 31, it says, she is clothed in strength and dignity. She is clothed in strength and dignity. I've taught many times the thing about clothing, if you don't take them off, they become dirty, they begin to stink, they start to become heavier on you. Your skin will probably break out from wearing dirty clothes. That is what a lot of us do, is we never take off our strength. We never take it off. And it starts to stink and it starts to be heavy and it starts to annoy you and we just leave it on. And then the clothing starts to deteriorate if you never wash it, if you never clean it, if there's always dirt lodged in it, clothing starts to deteriorate. So your strength becomes weaker and your strength begins to deteriorate. And now you're tired of wearing it. When it says she's clothed in strength and dignity, that lets you know that sometimes you've got to take that strength off so that it can be mended and tended to and fortified in the ways that it needs to be. All right. So if you feel like you're tired of being the strong woman, ask yourself, how often do I ask for help? When I'm offered help, how often do I say, thank you so much? Yes, you can do that for me. Or am I saying, no, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go out of your way. Give yourself opportunity in your life to take off your strength. Another thing is to surround yourself with supportive people. Surround yourself with people who don't feel burdened by supporting you. I find that often in my coaching community, I have to shake you guys' shoulders to get you to lean into coaching, because so often you're coming into coaching from a completely unsupported place. So you're coming into coaching from a place where I'm so used to doing it all myself. I'm used to handling things myself. I don't really ask for help. None of that. When things get hard, I get even quieter, which is a masculine trait. I get even quieter and I go into my cave and I try to figure it out. And once I figure it out, then I come back out. Men do that. That's how men operate. That's how the masculine operates. And so a lot of times when you go into coaching, when you go into therapy, when you step into these spaces that are designed to support you, and difficulty comes, things get a little more difficult, trying, challenging, you lean away and go into hiding and only come back when you have a win to share or you're excited about something or you're celebrating something. But again, let's take it to the NBA. When a player is not on his game and he feels like he's not performing at his best, he doesn't hide from his coach. He doesn't hide from his support system. He doesn't hide from his team. He actually leans into the team. So when we talk about breaking the strong woman stigma, it's how many times, how often in your life are you giving yourself the opportunity to not be strong? Or are you telling yourself, one of those doubts, well, I can't take off my strength. I have to be strong all the time. Question that. Question that doubt. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you because I'm sure more than just you had that question. And you said by strong woman, I mean boss chick who doesn't quit working. Well, here's the thing. If you don't stop, your body will stop for you. Your mind will stop for you. You'll have a mental breakdown. You'll have a physical breakdown, and you won't have a choice but to stop. So creating natural stops throughout the day. I believe that as entrepreneurs, you should be taking breaks in your day. You should be taking breaks in your week. You should be taking time off. You should be vacationing often because quiet is kept. Entrepreneurs work a whole lot more hours than we like to admit. And if you were working somebody's job, you would not be able to just work a 12-hour shift without a break. That's not legal. So don't do it in your business. So there's that, making sure that you are taking time to stop and eat during the day, not powering through hunger, not powering through exhaustion. If you're tired, say, I'm going to take a 15-minute power nap. I'm going to take a 20-minute power nap. You won't derail your day by taking 20 minutes away because you're probably taking 20 minutes to scroll when you're tired and your brain has stopped working. You're zoning out some kind of way. Do things that really nourish you so that you can show up in your strength in the ways that you desire to. Kai Elise says, how do you find the balance between when to ask for help and when this is a moment to be independent? Is it just intuitive or should we lean towards asking for help more often than not? I lean toward now asking for help more often than not, delegating things more often than not. I ask myself, am I the best person for the job? Often. Am I the best person for this job? And that's how I decide. Should I ask for help right now? Should I not ask for help? Or is this something that I just don't want to do? I really don't want to do it. And I know someone who can help me with it. I'll ask for help. So I hope that was helpful. Yeah, that table must be bigger than you. It is. It is. It is. Y'all know our sweet Yaya is like 4 feet and too cute. I really am, y'all. I'm 4'11", but I'm in the 4-foot family. Let's see. How do you ask someone for money that you don't know, but you know they have it, like a millionaire? I probably wouldn't ask someone for money that I did not know. And I also wouldn't be assuming that I know what's in their pockets. And if I were to ask for money, it would be for a very specific cause. I would approach it as if I were seeking an investment. So I would present an idea or a product, a cause to them. And I will also be very clear on how they would be getting a return on their investment. Yeah. So there's that. All right. V Keto O2. Anybody experience being described as independent as a compliment by men? I used to take pride in that, but now I wonder if that's code for you don't ask for much help. Thoughts? That's a really good question. I would say to ask yourself if that is something that you want men to value in you. And do you want the kinds of men around you who desire a woman to be completely independent? I personally don't want to be around those kinds of men. I don't want to be around men who feel like I should be able to do whatever they do. No, because you can't do half of the things that I do. And that's just the way that I am. I don't devalue what it means to be a woman, nor do I feel like um, I should, as a woman, show up like a man at all. And I don't ask men to show up like me. So I have not experienced being called independent because I don't present myself as independent around men. I don't present the facade of I don't need nothing from these men, and I don't want anybody to feel like I owe them anything, and all those things that a lot of times we tell ourselves. I don't present myself that way. If a man is in my presence, he better know he's going to be put to work. he I'm going to find a purpose for you, sir. So if we talked about that last night, men who are excited about responsibility, men who love feeling like women trust them, they can rely on them, they can depend on them. I want dependable men around me. So I don't ever make a man think that I'm independent. No, because you need to be dependable to be in my presence as a man, period. Now, can I do certain things on my own? Sure, sure. But me doing it, if there's a man around, is my last resort. I don't even pick up heavy things anymore. Like, really, if I'm in the store and my husband isn't with me, I will go to the end of the aisle, find a man. Hey, can you come over here and help me with this? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I have not had one man yet who hasn't felt amazing helping. You need anything else? They see me in another area of the store. You need me to help you with that too? Like, I I don't devalue what a blessing it is for Black men, men in general, really, when we live in a world where there's such a fight between the feminine and masculine. I don't undervalue that it is a blessing for them to feel like a woman trusts them, that it's a blessing for them to feel like, dang, she asked me for help. She appreciated me. Those things are important to men, especially masculine men. And I'm not going to take that away from them at all. Now, does that mean that I don't grow my skill set, that I'm unable to do things? No, it doesn't. Um, it just means that I look at men almost like a remote control, like a universal remote. If you know how to work it, it can work all kinds of things in your life. So men are one of the skill sets that I continuously grow. Um, and knowing what drives them, what motivates them, independence does not motivate them. Independent women don't motivate them. And I want them to be motivated in my life. And they always say thank you. So I don't feel bad about it. And neither should you. Let's see. Evelyn said, glad to see someone shorter than me. Yes, I am a little bitty person. Let's see. A dash of jazz. Asking for help has been a game changer. Such a luxury. I think we're gonna have you come on a dash of jazz. Let's see. Geez, Yaya, you stepped on my toes. My mate is very literal. He made a point to tell me that I need to ask him things. Yes, that's so important. So important. Sometimes we just expect them to be like us because as women, the feminine is so unique and special, you guys. We are literally designed to be multifocal. We're designed to be able to run a household, handle children, do so many things, and have our feelers in several areas at once, gauging the temperature of things around us. Men are single focused, so they are solving the problem that's right in front of them. As women, we're kind of always checking to see if everything and everyone is okay. Men are not that way. They are, if you don't say nothing, I don't know nothing. Like if I'm not gonna fix it if it ain't broke. You got to let them know that it's broken. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. First thing I thought was I don't want to put all my problems on you. Right. And that's what they're there for. Men are problem solvers. They love to problem solve. Um, a dash of jazz that is so prevalent. Even when we're going to people who desire to help us with specific things, we are bringing to them. Absolutely. Rest is important, says Kai Elise, so that you can keep going. Like a car, it needs to be refueled at some point or it will stop altogether. Yes. I mean, how often do you put your phone on the charger? That's my dream house in the background, y'all. How often do you put your phone on the charger? Are you charging yourself up as often as you're charging your phone? Let's see. John says that part. Yeah, yeah. I definitely done the hide in a cave and emerge one successful thing before. Yes, very masculine, by the way. Very masculine. If a man is in my presence, he better know he is going to be put to work. Yes. Even my sons, my sons are 11, 9, and 6. And they are like competing for who gets to help mommy all the time because their whole little lives, that's been a part of their culture. Dad girl, hashtag. Yes, I'll find a purpose for you. Hey, Evelyn Inc. So good to see you here. I think being an independent woman is subjective. It is subjective. However, what many people mean when they say being an independent woman is that you don't need help from anyone. You don't need help from anyone and you don't ask anyone for help. That's what most people mean when they say being an independent woman. Now, if there is another definition that you go by, I would love to hear that. Would love to hear that. John says that's beautiful to motivate the men around you by putting them to work. Yes, it communicates trust. Now, here's the thing: when you do put someone to work, let's make sure that you're not micromanaging them. That you're not like over their shoulder, like you shouldn't do it that way, or this is how it needs to go. Just let them help you. Let them help you and support you. Really quickly, is Jasmine still here? Jasmine, are you still here? Are you camera ready? Are you camera ready? Because I would love to hear from you. I have a couple of other clients here as well. Someone who has really leaned into ease and asking for help. Because a few of us, we're still working on that in the feminine success community. Let me know if you're still here, Jasmine. I know Evelyn Inc. is still here, and she has leaned into ease in so many ways as well. You guys heard from her last week on the live. Selena says it's always good to get a refresher because life happens. Yes, you're here, Jasmine. Okay, let's see if I can invite you to the live really quickly. Can you guys still see me? Let me know if you can still see me, because all right, let's see if I can get you in here. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. I would love to pull you up. You know what? I am going to ask for help in this. Now on, I'm going to definitely make sure to have one of my supporters on here, one of my team members on here to do these difficult things for me. All right. Nope, not the right link. Let me get you the link, Jasmine, so you can come on here. Um, and just share a little bit, how ease has supported you. Check your Facebook Messenger. I just sent you the link there. All right. Because I can tell you guys all day long that you can have ease, that feminine success and our method, our approach can support you in having that. But it's so easy to say, well, of course, Yaya, you have a great husband. Your husband is just a unicorn. You have amazing children. Your children they just get it. My kids don't get it. Or my husband, my man just won't get it. But it's always good to hear from someone else, from someone who actually very recently, Jasmine has taken this approach and been able to shift her life, been able to shift the way that she does life, the way that she does home life, the way that she does relationships. So I just want y'all to hear from someone else, someone who's not me. Okay. So Evelyn says, ease all day. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at that gorgeous face. Just look at that gorgeous face. So yes, today's conversation was so good because we can talk about relationships all day. We can talk about managing your life all day. But if you're not looking at the mindset behind it, if you are investing in yourself, but you are not allowing yourself to lean into those investments, you're investing in yourself, you're reading all of the books, but you're saying, you know what, this works for them, but I don't think this is going to work for me. And you're not questioning those doubts, you're going to be living in the world that doubt built. You're going to be living in the house the doubt built. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that things can really be easier. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Jasmine says she's not able to get the link. I'm not sure why. Not sure what's going on with that. Usually you can just click it and come right through. So I don't know what's going on there. Y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world. Okay. But um I mean, even the fact that she is willing to come on lets you know that other people are applying this approach to their life, that they are stepping into it. Jasmine has a brand new baby. So, you know how they tell you nothing is easy when you have a new baby? How they tell you you'll never get sleep again? Those are lies, all lies. All lies. How they tell you you'll never get rest when you're starting a business? Those are lies. Those are lies. That relationships have to be difficult because that's just how men are. That's just the way it is. Those are lies. Those are all lies. Those are all lies. It does not have to be that way. And again, I'm not telling you that life is just going to be a piece of cake, a walk in the park, but your approach to life absolutely can be. Your approach to inviting more ease into your life, holding space for more help, more support in your life, absolutely can be. All right. So, I hope that this has supported you guys. For those of you who are ready to take it further, keep your eyes open. We are right on the doorstep of making another opportunity available for you guys to work with me, for you to start implementing systems in your life that support you with having more ease. But until then, let's continue the conversation in the comments. If you're over here on YouTube, post in the comment section and let me know what area of your life have you not been asking for help, but you want to? Where do you want to be more supported? Where do you want more ease in your life? Let me know in the comments, and I'll actually be responding to you guys with some tips, with some strategy, with some tools to help you make that a reality for yourself. All right. So let's carry this conversation into the comments. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. And I hope that I have earned the pleasure of your time tonight. I hope that you got what you came for and you got something tonight that is going to help you have an easier life. All right. So, with that, I'll say peace. Y'all have a good night.